Hey everybody, it's me, it's Jax, it's your boy, your favorite comic book artist's favorite comic book artist, your favorite toy collector's favorite toy collector. That's not a bad greeting, right? I just got the proofs for these, I think, on Monday. So the fact that these prints are here right now is pretty awesome. The prints for Tucson Comic Con, Horror Fest, Gathering of the Ghouls, Tucson Terror Fest are already here. Now, previously I said I was limiting the 11 by 14s to 25 or 20. I decided to up that to 25 because we've got a few cons coming up, and I want to make sure that everybody, or that these prints, that they get seen, that they're here, and that we don't run out right away, hopefully. Although if we sell out at like Tucson Comic Con and Gathering of the Ghouls, I'm totally okay with that as well. So there are 8.5 by 11 inch versions of these as well, but these are the 11 by 7 or 11 by 14s. So we've got Gamera. I think he turned out really, really well. It's very nice and vibrant. Those reds, those greens pop extremely well. I'm really happy with him. We have, because these were all bundled together, so I'm going to be very careful getting these out. They're nice and glossy. They're standard cardstock for artistexpress.net. You got your favorite camp counselor, nightmare of every camp counselor out there. This is the Jason Voorhees. Kind of between part 6 and part 7, two, like my two favorite of the Friday the 13th movies. So that makes a lot of sense to do that. Going to need to tab these out, and I need to find a way to transport these around to the conventions so that they don't get damaged, and I'm not carrying them around in like a heavy cardboard box, so they're easier to access. This Mothra came out really, really well. I'm really happy with how she looks. And again, these are all watercolor, marker, and pen kind of thing. So there's going to be 25 of the first 5 of these that I show off. And then there will be, to start with, 10 of the La Llorona and the La Bruja. It's my Sadako. I am super happy with how this turned out. I was worried about the saturation on the purple, that the purple wasn't going to pop, because in the scan it didn't show up super well, but it shows up just well enough. Plus, the idea is for those pops of those colors, it's not meant to be so over the top. It's the image that should really be hitting you home, especially with those reds that are on her fingers and fingernails and knuckles. Sadako has become one of my favorite horror movie characters just because she's pretty freaking great. Like, just her story, torment and everything is just, it's not good, right? But like, it makes sense why she's doing what she's doing. The colors on this, Something is Killing the Children, came out exquisite. I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially when I was doing the piece and I didn't have all the black added to it, and so it just looked really base and didn't have a lot of dimension to it. But adding all those like really heavy blacks, I feel really pops this piece so very much, and not only gives Erica Slaughter like front and center, but the Oscura type in the background stands out really, really well as well. So I'm very, very happy with that. I'm happy with all of these pieces, quite honestly. Like, I, if you know me, I wasn't really like this time last year. I didn't really want to do a lot of like existing IP fan art type stuff, but I think there's some validity to it in terms of getting people to gravitate towards your booth, doing it in a limited quantity, doing it in a different medium than I'm used to doing it in, getting better with that medium, and then also learning, hopefully some of these pieces might attract attention from studios or, other jobs or whatnot. So we'll see about that. This Bruja, La Bruja, is really amazing. Came out so well. I like this one a lot. I will definitely have to keep one of these for myself, but I mean, this one, La Bruja and La Llorona, even though I printed these starting wise with a very small quantity, I printed them with 10 each. I will be reprinting La Bruja and La Llorona as needed because these are folkloric characters and pieces. So they're not, I don't feel strange about creating these pieces because you can interpret them any way you want, and have control over it, right? Like with IPs and fan art, you really have to look at what the character looks like. You can do it in your own way and everything, but that was a big thing about not wanting to do any fan art pieces. I've limited it to, I've got 5 pieces. They're going to be limited to 25 11 by 14. I upped those by 5 just because I was like, you know what, I have a feeling I need to up these. And then I have 10 each of them at 8.5 by 11. So whether you like bigger prints or smaller prints, I've got you covered. Smaller prints are going to be extremely limited, 10 each, but those will never be printed again. The 8.5 by 11s are going to be $10 a piece. The 11 by 14s are going to be 20. I mean, just look at this, the quality of this printing from Artist Express. Like, I was worried that this piece specifically was not going to translate as well to a print just because of the white area around it. But I feel like it looks extremely quality, and it's like just kind of creepy and stunning at the same time. And I just saw it sitting there with the light reflecting off of it, and everything is washed out, right? Like all the black on her face is washed out and the eyes just pop. So these are going to be great pieces for people who love horror, people who love Southwest and Mexican folklore. Like I said, I don't call them myths because they're not myths. It's folklore. These are legends. They came from somewhere, right? My feeling is that if you call it a myth, you're discrediting the story, right? So you've got Erica Slaughter and the Oscura type. I'm gonna have to mark all these so I know how to like pull them. You've got Sadako, again from Ringu, one of my favorite horror movies. And I think that's the other thing, is I'm doing these pieces of properties that I have an affinity for, properties that I love, because if I'm going to do fan art, like, I shouldn't just gravitate towards, oh, this trend or this character or this book, because then you're always chasing stuff. If you do pieces of characters and stories that you love, people can sense that in the work, and it means more to them as well. You know, Jason Voorhees at the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake one more time. do Mothra, mother of all monsters. And last, but certainly not least, because he's number one in your hearts and mine, Guardian of the Universe, the original mutant turtle, Gamera. I love how these turned out. These are great. So guys, I really thank you for tuning in. These will not go on sale until Tucson Comic Con. I'm not going to put these in my Etsy shop before then. I don't think I will put them in my Etsy shop other than La Llorona and La Bruja, because those can be reprinted as needed, but I want to see how these do at the conventions. So when you come to Tucson Comic Con, if you saw something that you liked there, then I suggest you get to my Table and Artist Alley as soon as you can to make sure that you get the print that you want. Kind of an interesting week. You know, I don't want to go into a lot of specifics. Some of it's kind of personal for my family. But my mom and stepdad had to put their dog Cookie down today. She was almost 18 years old. She was a great little dog, a Yorkshire Terrier. And we're going to miss her incredibly because she would come and stay with us when my mom and stepdad would go on vacation. And I know my dogs are going to miss her when they go to Granny's and she's not there. But she had an amazing life. And my mom had called me, she had called me before I left the house to go pick up my comics. And I'm really glad that this package came today so that I had an excuse to go to their house, because she told me not to come to the house. But if there's a package there, I got to go there to pick up the package, you know? So it was a good reason to be able to, a good excuse to be able to see my mom and stepdad and give them hugs and tell them that I love them, and that they were talking about how, you know, they've done their crying and everything, but that it hurts. And I was like, of course it hurts. Like, it wouldn't be sad if you didn't love her. That's why it's sad, because of how much love you have for her. So give your babies a squeeze and some love from me. Yeah, I'll see you guys again. Hope you like the Jason Voorhees time lapse for right now, and that you'll stay tuned next week to see the finish of the painting of it. Yeah, you guys take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe, is here for you, because he's a friend to all children. Till next time.